I think quite often our clients think that recommendations or part of their plan is based on book work or research that we have done. And sure, some of that can be true, but a lot of our recommendations and planning is actually based on in the trenches experience, not only with clients, but with our own lives. Listen, I'm a human, and a lot of the problems that you have had or will have in the future are no different than the problems that I have had or will have in the future as well. One area that we closely work with our clients with is in the area of estate planning. Now, I'm not an attorney, so obviously I can't design the documents for you and write them up, and a lot of the legal issues that revolve around estate planning I can't do. However, what we can do and what we do is kind of match your objectives with your assets to make sure that the transition or the transfer of those to your heirs are again within your objectives and your goals, and they're tax efficient as well. So that's a lot of what we do. But there are areas that I want to introduce you to, and I want to make sure that you avoid. As many of you know, that in the last few years, I've lost parents, and I've also lost in-laws. So we have dealt a lot outside of our clients. We have dealt a lot with estate planning issues, a lot. All right. So hopefully, I want to relay to you and give you some advice of things that you need to avoid in order to make sure that your estate planning is done in the best of all possible ways. Now, hopefully, again, by doing this, this will, again, alleviate a lot of future problems you might have. But here are some things that I want to make sure that you avoid and understand about estate planning. First, when designing your plan, you have to understand that your kids are not the same, okay? And when it comes to issues of money and the involvement of money, that is often where problems arise. Now, one of the things that I address multiple times with clients and in the classes I teach is that, listen, kids don't want your houses, they don't want your properties, they don't want your jewelry, your cars, your fans, your paintings, or any fancy thing that you might think you might have. All right? They want money. All right? Things that are easily be transferable and things that they can go on and move on. Our lives are way too busy, especially with marriage and kids involved, to now be trying to hassle with trying to sell a house or a property or jewelry or stuff. Many of that stuff, which means absolutely nothing to your kids. Okay? So again, kids want cash. They don't want stuff. Second is, do not get fancy. All right? You must resist the temptation to get complicated. I know that not all our families are the same. Some families have issues with addiction or with mental illness with their kids. And believe me, you can plan around all these things to make sure that these issues are taken care of when you pass away. However, complications, okay, with your estate plan, when dealing with complicated planning, will only lead to wasted time, wasted money, and wasted effort once you're gone. All right? I have a lot of experience with this, so stop thinking that you're actually trying to do something and get really complicated, because once you're gone, these complications become extremely expensive. And thirdly is that you must talk about your estate plan. You can't hide this stuff. Now, mind you, it's not a topic for everyday conversation, but these are some things that you have to make sure that you and your heirs understand, to make sure that all assets are accounted for, and to make sure that they understand what everything is going to do and what everything's going to happen, and possibly maybe who gets what. And lastly is, you got to be equal. Okay? Forget the fairness stuff. You have to be equal. Fairness has a lot of definitions, and depending on what side of the equation you fall on that fairness equation, is if things are fair or not. But I'm here to tell you that fairness and your intentions are misunderstood. And the courts, once you get to that, if your estate gets to that, to the probate courts and issues of heirs fighting among one another, the courts a lot of times don't understand intentions and fairness. It's better to be equal. Okay? I hope this helps you all. And don't forget, you can call me anytime about this, and don't forget to call our estate planning partner, which is down below, your caring law firm. Please give them a call and just get this stuff done. All right? Don't be cheap. Don't be stubborn. Get it done. I'll see you next time.